It's your favourite geek podcast, back with another top five, and there's only two of us doing it because Woody is experiencing what can only be described as full-time dad mode. Every time he thinks he's going to be ready to record, dad life happens. He's still learning.
Bless him. We tried to warn him. We tried to warn him.
I can't wait for the next episode of Talk with Dads, just because I want to know like his experience now, his first few months, and then we go right. That's the first few months out of the way. Now they're going to start doing things and not just
Yeah.
eating, pooping. We told him the first few months it is stressful, but we're back with another top five. This time it is your top five gaming consoles, and it would have been interesting to hear Woody's, but me and Tony took a guess that his earliest console was probably a PS1. Woody, we know you're going to watch. Tell us your top five in the comments now. All right. Tony, we go back to the 80s, so I'd like to know your list. What is your top five console?
This was a lot tougher than I thought. So my top five, we'll start with my number five, was my first console that I had to myself, was the Master System 2.
Oh, yeah. We all had the Master System 2, didn't we? Only the like, really cool people had the one.
Yeah. So Master System 2 with some very simple Sonic game with Alex Kidd. Not Alex the Kid. Stop that.
It's Alex Kidd.
Kidd, yeah, Alex Kidd. And some other like nondescript shooty kind of cyborgy games. I don't remember much, but I remember being in love with it. And the controllers are fucking horrible. There you go. Master System 2.
What game did you have built in? Alex Kidd or Sonic?
Alex Kidd.
Yeah, that was the proper one. Like again, those posh people that got Sonic built in. Like, no. Alex Kidd, mate. Alex Kidd, all about that game. My number five is my PS2.
Solid.
PS2, because I mean it's the PS2, great console. Think of games like GTA 3, GTA San Andreas, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Yeah, they were the games I was playing on that. Okay, number four. What's your number four? If Master System, your first ever console was number five, what's your number four?
Number four was my first ever online console, Xbox 360.
Nice. What did you play?
So it was like a family thing. So I had it with a bunch of people that I lived with at the time, and we spent a lot of time playing really stupid games on it, like Uno and Texas Hold'em, and like the arcadey games that they pumped onto it. And I'll be honest, I don't remember like many of the full games I played on there. To be honest, I do remember playing. Was it called Bully? It's the school bullies game. I had that, and that gave me the Red Ring of Death. So I remember that game for bad reasons.
That's one of the reasons the 360 isn't on my list, because I'm like, that Red Ring of Death was just a constant fear.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'd plug your power pack in wrong and you go red and you're like, oh no.
It's done with.
Yeah, you're going out of it. My number four is my second ever console, and it is still literally down there. I've had it since I first ever got it, the NES Nintendo, the one where you open up and push the game in.
Yeah.
When I had that, I had three games with it up until I refound it in my 20s. Three games was Super Mario 3, DuckTales. DuckTales? Yeah, DuckTales.
Your third one.
And my
Turtles?
third one, no, unfortunately not. I got the game, right? It's called Mario is Missing. It is horrendous. It's basically you going around answering geography questions and looking for Mario. It's so bad. And when I found that console 20 years after first ever getting it, guess which other three fucking games were still in it?
No way.
Yeah, I couldn't find the other two. I've had to rebuy them. I've had to rebuy them.
Shame.
The
So,
Turtles was a great game.
Yeah, it really was. It was one of the games I had. Well, it was my uncle's NES, so it was the first console I played, but it was his. And yeah, Turtles was a game that I loved playing on it. Again with the Marios. I think there was a really basic skateboard game as well that we played together. If I'm thinking right, and of course Duck Hunt, which was years ahead of its time.
Yeah, that gun.
Having a laser shooter on those old CRTVs, like amazing.
I'm trying not to do a plug for the guy that's never here, but he recently bought one of them guns from CEX, and because it was
Yeah,
in mint condition, and it was like 26 quid, and he rebought it. He's like, I've
nice.
got to. I don't even think he's still got his console like out to use. But he's like, I've got to get the gun. Number threes then. What's your number three?
Number three. It was a tough one. This was number three, number two, number three, number two, but number three ultimately goes to GameCube.
Wow, I never had one. Played it, but
Oh,
never had one. Great console.
amazing! Yeah, amazing console. Huge catalog of games. Which, admittedly, a lot of them were also on PS2. But the controller setup, very Marmite. People love it. People hate it. I loved it. Played things like Tony Hawk's a lot. Played Time Splitters a lot. Mario Party was also one of my favourites on there. Massive love for GameCube.
Okay, I feel like I might. No, I'm not going to take a stab at what your number one or two is, but I feel like I may know which one of them may be. Number three for me is my most current console, my Series X. I love that console. Like I look at it and I'm just like, you're so pretty, and I've got insurance for you.
Oh
I'm
wow,
happy.
that's grown up, isn't it?
This grown up, yeah. I took it when I first got it. It's because what it is, because I go between like, obviously home and my mum's a lot. I take my Xbox with me every time, just in
Oh
case I get a
right.
couple of hours of gaming in. So it's travelling a lot. You know what I mean? So I have to make sure I've got the insurance because he who
Yeah,
dares,
yeah.
Rodney, he who dares, my son. Yeah, my Series X. Number two, then. These are the big boys. Number two.
hmm
Give me your number two, Tony or Bingus.
No, number two is, I think, the console that really changed a lot of us at that time. It's the PS1.
Do you know what? I just before you say any more, mine's the PS1 too.
Yeah,
Hang on, mine's the PS1 also because of PS1 too. It sounds like another console, but yeah, PS1, mate. Like you say, it was a game changer, wasn't it?
yeah.
Absolute game changer. Games like Resident Evil, Tekken, Die
Tekken 3
Hard
is
trilogy.
one of the best games. Die Hard
Who did
trilogy,
you
yeah.
play as? Who did you play in Tekken? Who was
So
your character?
Tekken 3 spent a lot of time being Eddie Gordo, and smashing X circle, X circle, X circle, X circle, X circle into R1. I think my next player was, oh, God, I butcher this, and there's going to be people telling me I've said it wrong. Is Hwang. The ginger guy had like quite long curtains, all about
Yeah,
kicking.
I'm not taking a chance at either. I probably do know it, but I don't want to take a risk. How to pronounce his name? But me, I was always King, the guy with the leopard head,
The wrestler,
always
yeah,
King. Yeah, of course. One, two, and three. And that was before I was even into wrestling.
yeah. Oh wow.
Destruction Derby. Do you remember Destruction Derby as well?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do remember that. And PS1, I think, had a lot of really good games that are now classic. Like Tomb Raider and what have you. There's a lot of games on there that were amazing, and just, I don't know, they just fell through the cracks. So things like Pandemonium, Jersey Devil, Parappa the Rapper had its moment in the sun, but that soon disappeared. The original GTA, there's
Oh,
so many, and also the amazing demo discs. Right,
I
you
was.
used to get them in the
Did you?
magazines.
I see a TikTok of that the other day, Demo One, and people were arguing what was on Demo One. They're like, did they not realise there was different versions of Demo One?
See,
Mine
I
had Lara Croft,
I think mine had Abe's Odyssey,
Abe's
but
Odyssey,
then
Lara Croft. Yeah.
but then it had those weird things. So it had the visualizer with like the pretty patterns and what have you. Then it had the dinosaur just walking in a black space that you could walk around and roar with, and the manta ray fish. Yeah, Demo 1, much love.
You look at it now. When we saw them graphics, we're like,
Yeah,
oh. You look at it now and you just see how square they are. Like GTA, that game. I always remember it because like you think how cool that game was for what you were doing. You're going around robbing cars and all that, and the
yeah,
voices
yeah,
were the voices were like,
yeah. Just like a load of sped up pigeons.
yeah, yeah, and you literally clip a corner or something, and half your car's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
At GTA London was really fucking like the map was really good. really fucking good. Like it was London.
The more games you say, the more that are unlocking. So like like Driver, Attitude, and Warzone, to like the biggest wrestling games before we got online wrestling games.
And SmackDown 2 was on there.
Yeah, of course.
I've got literally all my console games and that are over there. Once I get a telly back in here, because Jacob's nicked me telly, I'll be booting up some old consoles just from listening to this top 5.
Do you remember any cheats? Do you remember any cheats from any of your games? Like, do you remember the codes for any?
Like we talking PS1?
Sonic, all of them.
I remember obviously Sonic, up, down, left, right, A start. And then there was the one if you wanted to turn into the rings or turn into anything else, it was up C, down C, left C, right C, A start.
I never done that. I never ever done that. Shit. Oh, bad times.
No, that was a cool game. Mate, listen, I've got my console. When you finally come down south, come down. We'll play some Mega Drive. Mega Drive, which goes on to number ones. What's your number one? This is interesting.
I wonder if you're right. If number two, if my number two wasn't on your list, this has got to be it. Mega Drive, and again, more specifically, Mega Drive 2.
Oh, you had the 2, so I'm Mega Drive 1. Mega Drive 1. Oh, you're a posh boy.
They were the same, right? They're just a different piece of plastic, wasn't it? It was the same insides.
This will tell me whether you were a posh kid or not. Did you have the Mega CD to go with it?
I did. But don't get it fooled. Don't get it fooled about being a posh kid. We got it from a car boot.
You still had one.
Yeah. And we had all 3 of the games for it.
The Mega CD. Whenever I see them games in CX, I'm like, really? Who actually played them? Because no. I preferred the consoles. The old...
Yeah. And now we know, because of internet notoriety, on the back it actually says, do not blow.
You literally do not blow.
Yeah.
Listen, if everyone took that fucking thing, we'd never... if everyone took that bit of notice, I don't want to say it much more. Mega Drive, number one, had to be number one. To be honest, I had a feeling when you said GameCube, you were going to say N64. Because it felt like you might have been someone that had the N64.
Never had it. No, well, I had it as an adult when I started recollecting and rebuying, but throughout the actual N64 years, I just played it around mates.
Okay, so I've got an N64, but I got it from the tip. So did I tell you about the Xbox One the other week?
I remember you saying about the 64. I don't remember about the one.
So, but twice I've been to the tip, and I've literally see a guy about to throw a box the first time, and there was an N64, and I went, sorry, does that work? And he went, I don't know, to be honest. I was like, it doesn't actually matter if you don't. I collect consoles, and I don't have an N64. Like, if you're going to throw it, I'll just take it. He went, yeah. And he went, do you want all the wires? And I said no, but I should have said yes, but I just took the console and the game that was in it, and it turns out, because here we go again, I told Asher that I'd got this N64, and I said, there's a Legend of Zelda game in it. And he said, if it's Oculus of Time, that's the best Zelda game they ever made. Turns out it was Oculus of Time. That was in it.
Nice.
I still don't know if the N64 works. And then about a month ago, went there and I see a guy with an Xbox One console, like all the wires and a controller, about to throw one. And I again went, sorry, mate, just checking. Are you going to throw that? He went, yeah. I went, I'm a console collector. And he went, yeah, okay. I went, do you mind? He went, no, not at all. So I took it all. To be honest, I didn't care if the console worked. It was the controller more than anything. It was a backup controller to have.
Fucking stick of the dump here. He's got some gold.
Mate, I never used to hate when she'd send me to the tip. But now, I'm all for it. Just in case. You never know. He who dares wins. Even at the tip. Arse trigger.
And let's just be clear, like, for any potential American listeners here, or anyone else in the world, the tip isn't some magical second-hand vintage retro shop. No, it's a skip. It's trash. It's a scrapyard. Yeah, it's a dump. And Ryan's here collecting consoles. Sick.
It is The dump. Honourable mentions. What have you got on your honourable mention list?
Do you know, I didn't actually write honourable mentions for it, but I'm going to say Game Boy.
Game Boy is on my honourable mentions. Xbox One and the Master System. The reason that one on my list was because I remember having it. I remember Alex the Kid. But because
Hold on, what did you just say?
Well, I remember Alex Kidd. Did I?
Yeah, you fucking done it.
Overthinking it, right? And the only way we're going to know is when we watch this back. I remember Alex Kidd, but the funny story is that I was like into whatever my older cousin was into, and he had a Master System, so I asked for a Master System for Christmas. Him and my aunt came down for Christmas to spend Christmas, and I was like, I'm getting the Master System. He went, well, I'm getting the Mega Drive. I went, what's a Mega Drive? He went, it's the new one. So, like, I then was like, Mum, you need to tell Santa I want a Mega Drive now. My mum was like, no, you want a Master System. You want a Master System. It's Christmas Eve. You can't change your mind now. But so the minute I got the Master System, I was already aiming for that Mega Drive. I'm pretty sure by my birthday I got it because I was a spoiled little fuck.
Which is why you love your mum.
Exactly. That's why she's my number one superhero, which by all accounts is probably going to come out next. This is Talks with Dorks, another top 5. That's Tony of Bingos, the 90s on TikTok, Tony of Bingos on everything else. I'm the DJ Ryan S. Tony, final words.
Keep playing, you yogurt chewers.
Sega.
Oh.